Thanks for tuning in, and welcome to this week's movie review of Hot Fuzz, starring Simon Pegg and Nick Frost.
A whole lot is about to go down.
3 people have died in a week.
Accidents happen all the time. What makes you think it was murder?
There hasn't been a murder in 20 years. You're saying this wasn't?
I'll tell you, I just got done watching Hot Fuzz, and that was probably the most fun I've had in a movie theater in about 5 years. It was a blast. One of the things is it's not playing at every theater right now. It's only a limited release. I'm not sure how many theaters it's in, but if you get a chance to see this movie, go see it. It's one you definitely don't want to miss out on. It was a good time. The audience had a blast. People were applauding. It was a lot of fun. Like I said, it was probably the most fun I've had in years. I can't even remember the last movie that was just that good a time. It was about a 2-hour movie, not extremely long, but it was worth it. And one of the best things about this movie was you didn't really know where it was going to go. You thought really anything was possible in this movie. It took you in all different directions, and I had a blast. The audience had a blast. This movie is one. Go out and see it. Don't screw up and let this one get by you. If you have to drive 20 minutes to go see it, drive 20 minutes. It's the most entertaining movie in the theaters right now, in my opinion. As far as the casting goes, this isn't a Hollywood movie, so you're not going to really recognize a lot of these people. Now, some of you may have seen Shaun of the Dead that was released a few years back, and you're going to recognize the main characters from them, Simon Pegg and Nick Frost. They're an excellent actors. It's an excellent cast. Like I say, you're not going to recognize a lot of these people, but there are no weak links in this movie. This movie is entertaining. Everyone does an excellent job in this movie. They're really, like I said before, in some movies, there's no weak links. Everyone in this movie is a lot of fun to watch. They do a great job, and it was a good time. And one of the things I'll tell you, I made a list of the top 100 characters. And if I'd have made this list early, after this movie was released, I would definitely have put Danny Butterman, Nick Frost's character, in my favorite characters. He is excellent in this movie. He's a lot of fun, and he's one of those people that really brings the better part of this movie out. And really, without that character, the movie's maybe half as funny. One thing I do want to mention, a little bit, is there is a gore factor in this movie. Not like you'd expect. I mean, this isn't a movie that's like Planet Terror or anything. But there are like 2 scenes in particular that really stand out, and one was wow. I mean, you really didn't expect that to happen. And I remember some of the audience that was near me were like, it was a little unexpected to have that kind of scene in the movie. So, like I said, when it comes to the gore or some sort of violence, there is that in this film. So I wouldn't be bringing too young of a kid to see this movie. So I just wanted you to be aware of that. It's nothing horrible. It's not a lot of the movie, but there are a few, like I said, 2 scenes in particular that really aren't that user friendly. But the rest of the movie is not that bad. But there are 2 specific scenes that do have a little over the top when it comes to the gore. When it comes to the humor of this movie, this is an action movie with a lot of humor in it. And one of the things is the humor in this movie works really well. Everything that was probably supposed to be funny was really funny. The audience was responding. They were laughing. Like I said, people were even applauding a little bit. And so whatever they did in this movie, when the action was going, the action was working. When the humor was going, the humor worked. So this is one of those movies where everything was really firing all pistons. I think most of you know the plot about basically you have a Dirty Harry type, a real by-the-book guy that forces the law 100%, ends up going to a small town where they have no crime, but the accident rate's through the roof. So there's people dying, but they always seem to be accidents. So the plot is also a lot of fun. The movie starts out really well, doesn't really slow down much in the build-up, and I'd say probably the last maybe 30, 40, maybe even 50 minutes of the movie was really, pedal to the metal. It was a lot of fun, very fast-paced, a lot of action, and I can't believe they're actually able to sustain such a fast pace for that long a time in the movie and do it successfully. So, like I said, a lot of people walked out of the theater. They were really talking positive about it. I felt like it was one of the better movies I've seen in a long time. Definitely one of the most entertaining movies I've seen in a long time. When it comes to the execution of this movie, I really thought the execution was excellent. I couldn't really fault any real parts of this movie. The acting was great. The action was great. The humor was funny. It seemed like whenever the crowd was supposed to react in a certain way, they were doing that. And I think one of the best parts of the movie Hot Fuzz was that you really didn't know exactly where this movie was going to go, and it really went in quite different directions. It was not something. There were definitely parts of this movie where I didn't know what to expect, and it was enjoyable because so many times in movies, even the good movies, you kind of know this is going to happen, then this is going to happen, and probably this is going to happen, and for the most part, that's kind of what goes on. With this movie, it really didn't have any formula. It just kind of went and took you on a ride, and you really, after a while, just stop trying to figure it out and just go with it. So that's really, to me, the mark of a great movie, is really not knowing what could be the next scene or what could happen next. And it was a lot of fun. So, like I said earlier, if you want to see a movie that's original, that's a good time, and like I said, it may not be playing in every theater in your area, but look it up and go check it out. For my overall rating, I give Hot Fuzz easily 4.5 stars.